from PRX.
Friends beyond the binary, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's time for a walk-in episode with me and my neighbor Ray. It's time for Sleep With Me, the podcast that puts you to sleep. Tonight we're doing it by taking a relaxing stroll on a sidewalk and actually completing a walk that was on my bucket list. And it's been on my bucket list to record for years, and we just did the walk, so I can tell you that it exceeded expectations for being both sleepy and enjoyable. Ray, my neighbor Ray, does the narration for it, but we're here, or right now I'm here in the parking lot between All-Star Music and All-Star Sports and Disney World, and we walked here from near the Blizzard Beach theme park. Oh, if you're new, welcome to Sleep With Me. This is actually a podcast to put you to sleep and take your mind off of stuff, which, you know, might be confusing because you're like, wait a second, what? So yeah, just give the show a few tries. This is a show we've been dreaming of putting out monthly, and if we're able to do that, it's only because of listener support. So what we got coming up for you is ways to support the show, then a meandering intro meant to ease you off into bedtime, and then we'll take a walk, about a 45 to an hour walk, where Ray just kind of narrates what he sees and goes off topic. It's strange that walking episodes are very popular because they're in binaural audio, so you could listen with headphones during the day, but they're also... It's strange when you're going on a walk and you're looking at stuff and you're supposed to be describing it. It creates this perfect ability to also be distracted and go off topic. So yeah, what can I say? But I'm glad you're here. If you're new, this is a different style episode. Ideally, these episodes come out once a month. Maybe they come out less. Just depends on where the show's at. But yeah, we put out a variety of styles of shows. This happens to be one that a lot of people really like. But if not, there's like a couple other ones coming out this week. And there's hundreds and hundreds of shows in the archives. But I'm glad you're here. All I'm here to do is keep you company, take your mind off stuff so you can fall asleep. Thanks again for coming by. And if you decide, like, you get so much out of Sleep With Me, you're in that contingent of like 20,000 people, which is like a small percentage of the listeners that have listened for years, listen all night long, listen every night of the week. Like, Sleep With Me makes your life better, and you want to opt in to become a part of Sleep With Me existing here in the world. Like, it's people like you that make that possible, and if you want to do that, here's a couple ways you can. Hey everybody, Scoots. It's time to talk about tonight's sponsor, Helix, and this is going to be an interactive experience or indirect interactive. So you're going to go to helixsleep.com/sleep. That's where I'm going now because I'm trying to pick out a new mattress. I moved. I couldn't bring my Helix with me. I miss it so much. So I'm going to take the sleep quiz. And I'm looking for a queen size. And, you know, first thing you do is pick your sleep position. I sleep mostly on my stomach, a little bit on my side. I do it, I guess, but I'm tossing and turning most nights. So I'm going to pick toss and turn. You know, my preference has changed over the last, like, traveling. I think I do prefer a firm feel. So I'm going to pick firm feel. Do I ever wake up with back pain? You know, sometimes I do, so I'm going to pick sometimes. And how often do you sleep hot? Every night is when I sleep hot. I got to stay cool. And so the mattress I got matched with was the Helix Twilight. It's a firm feel, 2-edge support, breathable cover for side sleepers. And I do think I want it with the Glaciotex cool cover and cool force layer. So I'm going to pick out some more details here in a little bit before I get it. But that's how easy it is to find the mattress that suits you and your needs, right? I want the mattress that fits my needs. Doesn't mean it's going to be the best mattress for you. That's what's amazing about Helix and their quiz. You just take the quiz. You see if it fits your needs. You take it with your partner. You pick the mattress you get matched with. And then it comes straight to your door, shipped free of charge, and you just set it up, and you're good to go. I mean, I cannot wait to get back into a Helix mattress. So let me know, take the quiz, let me know what mattress you get matched with, and then Helix always has great deals for our listeners, so check it out. Go to helixsleep.com/sleep to see the latest offers for Sleep With Me listeners. That's helixsleep.com/sleep for current offers. Make sure you enter our show name after checkout so they know we sent you. helixsleep.com/sleep. Thanks, everybody. Sleep With Me podcast is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Fiscally responsible, financial geniuses, monetary magicians. These are the things people say about drivers who switch their car insurance to Progressive and save hundreds. Visit Progressive.com to see if you could save. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Potential savings will vary. Not available in all states or situations. Hey, everybody, it's Scoots, and I need your attention because we're going to be spending the whole night together. If you're an all-night listener, right? You're going to be listening to me when you go to bed, at 2 a.m., at 4 a.m., at 6 a.m. You listen to episode after episode after episode, but I need your attention. All-night listeners, the future of the show really is in your corner, and we're in the middle of this drive that we're only a third of the way through it to get more all-night listeners to support the show. And maybe you're one of them, because John R. said, I had no idea. I now realize I had inadvertently placed myself in a side channel where I just didn't get the message. I've been one of those people who meant to support the show but never did. I'm doing my part now. And if so, Sleep With Me keeps you company all night long. Like, maybe you're the one I'm trying to get through to. Maybe you're the only one listening and paying attention, the only all-night listener paying attention right now. Can you support the show at sleepwithmepodcast.com/plus? Will you support the show at sleepwithmepodcast.com/plus? If you're saying, Scoots, I can't afford to do it. Scoots, I chose, I am an all-night listener, but I don't support podcasts. Well, if you're one of those two groups, just help me root that there is someone listening, that person is hearing me right now. Now, maybe you're that person, or maybe you're rooting that they're out there. I'm an all-night listener, too. I need this show. 8 hours a night, I need it. And I need somebody out there to support it. It's changed my life. And I hope somebody that listens all night long like I do supports it right now. So if you're the person we're rooting for, you're hearing me like John did for the first time, that's okay. All you need to do is go to sleepwithmepodcast.com/plus and sign up right now. Thanks. Mystery Bard. A lot of people help out on the show. Who are they?
This posty poster son sounds like an earful. Wrote the theme song. Edits episodes too. Carl W. the legend. Also edits episodes. Ashley, Kenny, Scotty, Jennifer. Runner. Eric and the team at Astound are on the website. I am the Mystery Bard. I do the lullabies, yeah. I do commissions at JonathanMann.net. I'll write a song for you. You can tell me the story and I'll make it personal. You see the kindness shine straight on through when the listeners form their own Facebook group. Keith, Stacy, Sarah, Julie, and Jennifer. These are your moderators. Get support dear Scooter on Patreon. Buy the merch and support the sponsors. You can find anything you want at sleepwithmepodcast.com. And we're so proud that we could dance. Rusty Biscuit, Lois, Anna like banana. Leah does the transcripts.
Thanks, Mystery Bard. But there's also a tiny way anybody can help out the show. It's free. It helps out the show a little bit. And that's following the podcast wherever you listen to it, or commenting if you listen on Spotify or YouTube. It really helps other people discover the show, helps you stay up to date on the latest episodes. And only 50% of people follow or subscribe. It's free to follow or subscribe in podcast apps. So if you do that, it just gives it helps people discover the show, and it helps you stay up to date on the show. So follow or subscribe in your podcast app. That'll help out the show a little bit. Not necessarily keep us going forever, but I'd appreciate it. And while you're at it, go ahead and follow Bedtime Stories from Sleep With Me. That's in every podcast app, too. That has a story-only episodes that'll add it to your sleepy repertoire. Thanks, and what do you say we get on with the show? Hey, are you up all night, tossing, turning, mind racing, trouble getting to sleep, trouble staying asleep? Well, welcome. This is Sleep With Me, the podcast that puts you to sleep. We do it with a bedtime story. All you need to do is get in bed, turn out the lights, and press play. I'm going to do the rest. What I'm going to attempt to do is create a safe place where you could set aside whatever's keeping you awake. It could be thoughts on your mind, things you're thinking about, thoughts about the past, the future, the present. It could be physical sensations, changes in time, temperature, routine. You could be going through something. You could be getting over something. You could be in the middle of something. Whatever it is, I'm here to keep you company and take your mind off of stuff. And yeah, those are some nice bird sounds, huh? So you can fall asleep. I'm here to be your friend in the deep, dark night. And that's really all I'm here to do. And I'm really glad you're here. And the way the show works is I send my voice across the deep, dark night. I use lulling, soothing, creaky, dulcet tones, pointless meanders, superfluous tangents, which means I go off topic, I get mixed up, I forget what I was talking about, I repeat myself, or Ray tonight definitely goes off topic, he forgets what he's talking about. We're walking with soda cups that have ice in them. Because we're not here to be perfect, and nobody that's here has to be perfect. We're here to keep you company and be there for you as a distraction so you can fall asleep because you deserve a good night's sleep, or so you have some company in the deep, dark night and you don't feel quite as alone, so you maybe feel understood that there's someone else out there that while I have trouble getting asleep, trouble staying asleep, all those things, but whatever it is for you, I think I can probably understand some of the underlying feelings. But even if I can't, there't someone listening somewhere in the world who can understand what you're going through, because there's just enough people listening. And I'm really glad you're here. What else do you need to know, or what else we got coming up? What we got coming up? Oh no, this is the intro. Sorry, I get mixed up sometimes. So what do you need to know is that you deserve a good night's sleep. Sorry, I don't normally record the intros while I'm walking and trying to avoid people and area music and stuff. But you deserve a good night's sleep. You deserve the rest you need so your life is more manageable. We'll get some more good bird sounds out of this. That your day, you're more rested to deal with things tomorrow. But ideally, you get the sleep you need on a regular basis so you could flourish. Because that means if you're flourishing, if you're rested, the world's a better place, your world's a better place. And that's what's important about the podcast, that I do my best to understand and be there to help you. And there's other people listening who can probably understand what you're going through. What else do you know? This show is very different. It doesn't work for very many people on the first try. It does take a couple tries to get used to. So if you're new to the show, just see how it goes. Give it a few tries. This episode is particularly different than a lot of other stuff, because we're just walking and talking and casually recording. Just like if I was out on a walk and you were on the phone, you said, yeah, tell me about what you're seeing and where you're walking. I'm not going to really listen to you because I'm trying to fall asleep. That's what this show is. And what else do you need to know? Give it a few tries to see how it goes. Because the other thing is, if you were looking for something to help you fall asleep, right, and then you found this show, and you were hey, I need something to help me fall asleep. I'm looking for a sleep podcast, and someone recommended this show, or you found it. You're probably this is not what I expected. I expected something more straightforward, or whatever. You had legitimate expectations. So just see how it goes. But if you're skeptical or doubtful, that's how most people get here. Because if you're like me and you had trouble sleeping and you tried a ton of different stuff, and none of it worked consistently for you. Maybe that's how you got here. So maybe see if this helps. And now, if it doesn't end up helping you, or you discover that you discover you just don't like me or the show, that's fine too. We have a website set up, sleepwithmepodcast.com/no thank you, for people the podcast doesn't work for. So you can find something that does help you out. What else? There's a podcast you kind of just barely listen to, versus listening to it directly, right? It's kind of like elevated background noise. Like, that's one of the things we do about this. You can hear the birds in the background, and you could hear like the leaves rustling and the humming of air conditioners and stuff like that. And at a distance, right, that stuff's nice. And this podcast is a little bit like that. Just out of focus, TV show on the other room, or something streaming under your pillow, whatever it is. It's something you can listen to, but you don't have to listen to it. It can engage you, but it doesn't have to engage you. So give it a few tries and see how it goes with that too. It's been a sleep podcast, and it's been around since 2013. But it's actually not meant to put you to sleep. I'm here to keep you company while you fall asleep versus put you to sleep. And that is a little bit different. I'm here to be here as your boar friend, your boar bay, your boar sib, your neighbor, your boar bud, your boar bee, your boar bud, your best boar friend forever, your Boris Borloff, to keep you company. There's no pressure to fall asleep with this show. The episodes are over an hour for a reason, so you don't have to think about falling asleep. I'm here to keep you company while you fall asleep, whether you're awake or asleep, whether you listen all night or you wake up in the middle of the night. I'm here to keep you company versus putting you to sleep. This show, you just kind of wake up the next day and you're like, man, at some point I fell asleep. I don't know, even with that guy who's walking around All-Star Sports Resort. So just kind of see how it goes. But yeah, what else do you know? Structure of the show. That's the last thing I explain usually. This show's got a very specific structure, but you can change around how you listen based on what works for you. But the structure of the show starts off with a greeting, friends and beyond the binary, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. So you feel seen and welcomed in, and you say, oh, okay, I think I could check that show out. Then there's a long, meandering intro, like 10 to 15 minutes, 20 minutes long, to this episode. I think it was probably around then. And the intro is meant to ease you into bedtime. A small percentage of people fall asleep during the intro, but most people, they listen to it. There's also a version of the podcast called Bedtime Stories from Sleep With Me. So if you discover you don't want the intro, that might be a better show for you. But the intro is meant to be listened to while you're winding down, while you're getting ready for bed, while you're in bed getting comfortable. What seems to work best is having a wind down routine that eases you into bedtime. But if you're just looking for the story only stuff, you could also get that. But that's just what works for me personally, is getting in bed, getting comfortable, or doing some sort of chill activity, and then falling asleep. So just again, see how it goes. And the stuff in between is what enables us to put the show out 2 or 3 times a week. Everybody that works on the show. So I think that's it. These intros are a little bit more obtuse when you're doing the on location episodes, because I'm walking around and trying to make sure I keep the sound cool and avoid people and cars and everything. And noisy stuff. So I'm glad you're here. I work really hard, so do a team of people. I really hope I can help you fall asleep. Thanks again for coming by. If you decide you get so much out of the show makes your life better, it does help you fall asleep, and you like it being around, and you count on it, we also count on you. So if you want to opt in and support the show back, here's a couple of ways you can do it. Thanks. Hey everybody, Scoots here, and if you've been listening to Sleep With Me for longer than a year, you probably know me pretty well. You probably develop preferences about the show, favorites, maybe you build your own playlists in your podcast app, maybe you've kind of, I'm a part of your life. I'm a part of your routine, and I'm hoping if you've been listening over a year, this is the time you're listening to me and hearing me right now, and you're not changing your mind about supporting the show, but realizing, hey, I haven't listened. Holy cow, how have I not supported this podcast? How have I not at least tested out Sleep With Me Plus? Because it's built with long-term listeners in mind. If you've never supported the show or you stopped and you're thinking about coming back, maybe like Timothy said, Scoots, I'm a full-time caregiver and, person I care for, and I discovered the podcast, and we love listening to the ad-free content. Or John that said, I see and feel how much you love doing this podcast as your vocation. I'm going to help do my part to keep that a reality. So can you take part in this too? Now, if you decided you're not going to support the show, or you're not in a position, you could still root with me. This is like the closest thing to Sleep With Me sports. We're rooting that there is someone listening. Maybe it's you. Maybe can you feel all those other listeners rooting for you? Or are you doing the rooting and saying, yeah, I've been listening 4 years. I've been listening 2 years. It is time for me to support the show. Well, we're rooting for you, and I hope you're hearing me. I hope you're listening. And if you're not the person I'm talking to, I hope you're rooting with me that person is hearing me. Because we really could use your support. And you could do that at sleepwithmepodcast.com/plus. And here's the thing. There's a 7-day trial, so you could cancel after 6 days if it doesn't meet your expectations. But if you've been listening over a year, I need you to either root for that person, or maybe you are that person that's going to support the show right now at sleepwithmepodcast.com/plus. Thanks. Hello, everybody. This is your neighbor Ray. A little bit of yelling here. We are pretty close to a mini golf park and a water park, so you'll hear a little bit of talking, a little bit of music, but soon that won't be a problem because we're going for a walk on a sidewalk that doesn't really serve much of a purpose except for Ray and Scooter walking. But Scooter, I'm noticing we may have gone the wrong way because there's a bait. You're right, Scooter. So we're gonna have to go back here. I may with the music here be just doing a little setup here. But Scooter and I are gonna be walking from what do you call it here? From Blizzard Beach and Winter Summerland to the McDonald's, and then off to the All-Star Resorts on a sidewalk within the confines of Walt Disney World, which is a very rare thing, and we're very excited about it. But there is airy music here, so Ray's going to take a little pausey poo, and then we'll be back with you to start our walk. The thing is, we got to find the walking path, and I could even tell you a little bit more about it when we get on there, because we have done one other part of it unofficially before. All right. All right, everybody's right here, and we're on the sidewalk. We found the sidewalk we're looking for, and so we're standing outside of Winter Summerland golf course. I guess it's open 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. Santa Claus is on top of the sign here. And we're going to walk. There's a sidewalk here. This is one of the few sidewalks within this Disney property that you can walk on. Nobody wants to walk on it. And you could go in two directions. One we've been before, but we did not record. That goes from this water park over to the Coronado Springs Resort. Now this other part, we're already standing on unexplored territory here, and we're going to walk from here to a McDonald's to the All-Star Sports Resorts. There's a helicopter going overhead, but this is your friend Ray. I guess I should introduce myself once we start walking. This is like I'm Scooter's neighbor. But so we're gonna walk. This is one of our dreams, to walk all these sidewalks, to find the sidewalks. Where the sidewalks have... Okay, there's other people on the sidewalk, everybody. Holy cow. So Ray's going to have to... I'm also trying to record the video of me walking. Wow, there's other people on the sidewalk. This is interesting. And we're going to try to... I'm going to walk and film the woods. But yeah, we just left here. What is this place called? Disney's Blizzard Beach. Who am I? Scooter's producing. Oh, we're hearing some mechanical noises that run one of the the pumps for the rides. But so here we are. So we're outside of this Blizzard Beach Park. Oh, who am I? Sorry, Scooter. My name is Ray. I'm Scooter's neighbor, and I'm his friend. And we both enjoy going to theme parks and walking around theme parks together. And so we both enjoy it. And we just walked by some people, and I smiled at them, but I tried not to say anything. It was hard because I like to say hello, but I did it with my eyes and my body language. Okay, so I'm Scooter's neighbor, Ray. I record some of these. I'm from Parkchester, New York, if you're wondering where I'm from. And I'm Scooter's neighbor twice. Will I ever be Scooter's neighbor thrice? I don't know. But right now I'm sharing the hotel. Well, I've been sharing a hotel room with him. We checked into our hotel here at Walt Disney World, and our room was not ready, but we didn't actually need the room. And I did have to buoy Scooter's spirits a little because we had a plan which did not work out. But it actually kind of worked out anyway for step count and those type of things. Our original plan was to get up at a hotel we were staying at over on International Drive, and then walk to Dieselland and some outlets to finish up an episode that Scooter had recorded last night, where we needed about 15 more minutes of audio. Scooter, I don't think you gave me any credits on that episode too, even though I was trying to be helpful. But so, what's important here? What's important is, so we were under the impression that the outlets in Dieselland open at 9 a.m. But when we got up and we woke up earlier than we planned, we looked and they didn't open up till 11 a.m. And it was like around 8 o'clock. And Scooter said, well, I have a little bit of work we could do at the hotel. That's a royal we, because I only do this stuff for Scooter. He had to edit something and record something. But he said, I don't think I have enough work till 11, and I don't think sitting around this hotel room is the best idea. So we'll have to do that another time, which is like part of the Orlando experience, is like, oh yeah, we won't be able to do it this time. And so, but look at this. This is almost wilderness here through these trees. And then these trees themselves. And we took a Uber, a Lyft, a car share to a hotel. Some wind's kicking up, Scooter. It's okay, he said. So we took a car share to a hotel, and then wow, so that's like a little piece of wild country there behind the water park. If they were ever to redo the water park or expand it, there's a fence for the water park so you can't sneak in it. Okay, so what I'm trying to explain inefficiently in a sleep podcast style. So right now Disney is trying different promotions to make people happy because a lot of stuff costs a lot more than people are used to paying. So one of the things they tried, and we saw it in action today, but I guess I can't criticize it, is when you check into your hotel, on the day you check into a Disney-run hotel, they give you free admission to the Blizzard Beach water park. Now, we're checking in here on a Sunday, and so the entire park is sold out. It was very, very packed, understandably, because everybody's like, well, I don't have to pay, I could go there. I don't have to pay for a theme park ticket, or worry about only going for a half day. Which all makes a ton of sense. So we went in. First, the funny thing is, Scooter and I have quite a working relationship. So you had to take 2 buses to get there. And then, even before that, Scooter was like, I bet it's busy. Maybe we just won't go in at all. And I said, Scooter, what are you kidding me? Like, we might as well go in. So, well, what if there's a line to get in? And I said, well, then we'll wait in the line, or now wait in the line. And he said, and then our bus, we had to switch transfer buses. So our second bus is a pretty long line to get in the parking lot. It says the parking lot's full. And Scooter's, I don't think we should go in. I got Ray, we got to get, right. And I said, Scooter, okay, let's just play it by ear here. We're still on the bus. And I said, it'll be okay. We don't have to go in, but we could go in. Do we have anything we would lose by going in? Well, my daughter might be jealous. I feel guilty. I said, okay, Scooter, okay. That's okay. Yeah, let's just wait till we get there. And we'll see if there's a line to get in. We'll reassess. But what does it hurt to walk around? So we get in there, and we get off the bus, and then we go in to get into the park there. And Scooter's, there's no line to get in the park. Then we're waiting at a stoplight here. So we're not only just on a sidewalk on the wilds of Walt Disney World property, but at a crosswalk. So we go into the park, right? Also, Scooter had to take a pee, so he's like, that gave me a little more leverage, right? Of like, okay, why don't we go in the park now here? And so he was more willing. So we go in, and it is very, very busy. Okay, everybody, this is Ray. We just went in the McDonald's, and it's a reverse TARDIS. It's the opposite of a TARDIS. It was much smaller on the inside than the outside. And the reason I'm laughing is because it's clear that the reason is that there's like the kitchen is hidden in this McDonald's because it's made mostly or 50 or 60% for a drive-through. Holy cow, Scooter. Do you see that? There's another... oh, you think... Oh, Scooter, are we lost? Well, we've lost our sense of direction, Scooter said. He thinks we're not sure which way to go, which is exciting. So there's 2 sidewalks. I guess that's probably the backup sidewalk to the McDonald's here on straight across the street. And then, yeah. So what we're going to do here is walk. So this sidewalk on my left is no trespassing sidewalk there. So we're going to cross this street here and walk to the All-Star Resorts. And we're going to get some lunch. We almost got lunch there in the McDonald's. We went back and forth about it. But Scooter said, well, at least one thing you could say about McDonald's is it's very reliable and predictable, right? And the thing about Disney food is we're going to be eating it for the next few days because we're going on a little family trip with Scooter's daughter. And so, so we're walking here, and we're going to walk through these resorts. Went back and forth on should we walk through them in the opposite closest. We still haven't decided that, but I was still telling a story, and it's like it's funny how we can you even walk back into these parks, Scooter? Run Disney. So this is a running trail, I think, Scooter, or part of one. That's exciting. Oh, they had a race today too, though. Okay, so I finally talked Scooter into getting into the park. He used the restroom. Then we're in the restroom, and he's like, "I got to just put on my swimsuit," because we brought our swimsuits. Put on a swimsuit because I said, "Scooter, it's okay. Why don't you put on your swimsuit again? You don't have to get it wet." But then we have it on, and you decide you want to take a dip. There's no lines. We do it, and so. Oh boy, we put on the swimsuits, but we walked the entire loop of the park. It was very, very busy. Even the lazy river did not look very lazy at all. And so, cooler heads prevailed. And so we said, nah, we don't need to do that, right? All right, we're on a pedestrian-only path here. Very exciting. Cart path over there. We're in unprecedented territory. And we may have to stop filming here for the security. Let's do that, Scooter. Okay, so we're walking here, and we're gonna walk through these 3 resorts. Are we gonna go through sports? How many sodas will Scooter drink? I don't even know what time of day it is, and it'll be like, and how noisy will the resorts be? I guess those are the big questions. And how much time recording will we be? Okay, so we're gonna walk here through All-Star. Why don't we just start at All-Star Sports, Scooter? Now he's the one that says, Ray, just let's play it by ear. It goes All-Star Sports, All-Star Music, All-Star Movies. Or, you want to bet on it, Scooter? Or All-Star Movies, All-Star Music, All-Star Sport. All-Star Sports is first. Music and movies. You think it's definitely, is it alphabetical? We don't know. That's exciting. So what will be after sports, we don't know. But we're going to go into this resort, see what we're dealing with as far as the music and the people. But this, as we had discussed on another podcast here, the sidewalk does not go in the same way. Even in Disney World property, people don't stop for pedestrians. So Scooter had to do a little waving at a gentleman who said, I don't really care that you're walking. So we walked the entire loop of Blizzard Beach. We thought about getting in the lazy river, but it was packed, and Scooter doesn't like being in water with a lot of people in it because of natural things that happen, and he just doesn't like bumping into other people's bodies. And so I said, no worries, Scooter, you don't have to do that. We don't want you to be comfortable. And then we walked around. Now, one thing we noted, well, one, Well, a couple positives. I don't think there was any negatives. It was just busy. I mean, these things happen. We don't look at that like a negative, but just a natural consequence. But what were the positives? The architecture at that park is very cool. And maybe one day Scooter's got this idea for a stylish show in the next 5 to 10 years, hopefully, where he goes through things like even slower than we're going now. And that architecture could be a cool thing, because they have like one of the fast food restaurants there is this huge lodge. And it's just gigantic, the architecture of it, unnecessarily to look like a ski lodge. So Scooter changed our plans, I think rightly so, and we'll just stay in the sidewalk on the outsides of the resorts. Scooter, what do you think's after sports? I don't know. I see a giant football in a soda cup. Okay, so the architecture. Okay, Scooter, I got it. He wants me to walk slower, not talk slower. So the architecture, you can see the All-Star Sports buses, and this may be the best time to walk these resorts, as we posited on last time we walked around a hotel. I think Scooter was reporting. It's like, what time of day is best? Now, this is check-in, check-out time. I don't know what time it is. Scooter's watch no longer works. So we don't have, we're not on the clock as much. And because we're recording, his phone is in his backpack so as to not interrupt with the recording. But back to Blizzard Beach, right? So the architecture's one thing. Oh, the backside of water parks. Thanks, Scooter. Thanks for that reminder. So all of the water parks, or Disney has 2 water parks, right? Typhoon Lagoon and Blizzard Beach. And we were just walking, and Scooter wasn't sure if it was a loop. And actually, again, no offense, Scooter wanted to turn back. I said, well, let's keep going. It looks like this path has an arrow to some more rides, or water slides. And so we kept going, and we slower walking. Okay, thank you, Scooter. Thank you for the reminder again. Hey, look, there's a red line and a green line on the road. What do you think those are for? Who knows? Maybe for the other resorts? If you're like driving a car and they say follow the red line, maybe. Oh, yeah, I mean, that makes sense. So the backside. So we did end up walking, and you can go on the backside because both resorts are kind of like this one mountainous area built up with slides. Blizzard Beach, it's supposed to be like a ski resort that melted. Typhoon Lagoon, it's like a mountain with slides washing down it. So Blizzard Beach, it's like the melting snow. But if you go around back, now Typhoon Lagoon, from my memory, has much more seating on its backside and maybe more water slides. Though the 1980s, 1990s style water slides. But nice seating there in the back. You could really feel like you're on a vacation destination. Blizzard Beach had some seating. They had 2 areas, and it's sandy. But it was so busy that even that was busy. So Celebrity Hall would make me think Movies is next. Scooter, are you as surprised as I am that Movies is in the middle? We're both kind of surprised. This is quite... Oh, we're getting some wild sounds out here, Scooter. How about that? Scooter wants me to check the time of the recording and to make sure we're recording. Scooter, we're at 26 minutes. Great. How long do you think before we got to McDonald's? 8 to 10? Okay, so we'll just count on 8. So at 36 or so. Okay, so where were we? We're remaining on the jogging route. How lucky are we to be just out here walking? Scooter, you think that's a pool? Maybe a quiet pool. Oh, interesting. Okay, so what was I saying? Oh, the backside of Blizzard Beach. So the backside of Blizzard Beach had some nice areas, and it would be nice if you kind of just wanted to. Well, I think that's where they do the towel. That maybe is where Pillow Pad ended up. So no, because it was a different hotel. Thank you, Scooter. But yeah, I mean, Pillow Pad could be there now. Oh, that building does look run down. Interesting. Okay, Scooter, I'm already lost. Oh, so the backside. It seems like the Typhoon Lagoons has more of the backside areas to sit, and then Blizzard Beach doesn't. But I can't remember. It's been a while, and it really is the kind of thing that depends on how busy it is too, because there wasn't anywhere to sit. But you get your area music, you got your beachy sands. You could kind of make, if you were with somebody, not with Scooter, because he can't sit around, and even if he can't, he's just not that way. In his mind, he is. Even then, he was aspirationally saying, "Ray, this would be great to sit around." Oh no, it is music. Oh wow! So we're twice surprised here. Now, well, this person might even wait for us longer than necessary. Oh no! But this person did let us cross safely. Okay, so another thing, and we're also seeing it on this walk, is like the maturity of the plants at Disney and the lushness, because holy cow, is the lushness was breathtaking at Blizzard Beach. And I'm sure at Typhoon Lagoon's older, it's even more so. But now we're walking here on this all-star path, and most of it's shaded because of these huge trees. And that's a really nice thing. Like, you can hear the squeal of the buses, which is actually, I believe, a nice thing when you're doing this. I thought I just saw Goofy, but it was just two people blurring together. So the lushness, those are the things I wanted to talk about, right? Scooter, the backside of the park, the architecture, and the lushness. It was very busy, long lines. So we were like, we're not going to eat. And we tried to see if they had any holiday ornaments. They did not. But this is like worth it. I mean, this, since Scooter can't relax, like this is probably, Scooter, he's nodding actually. Doesn't get any better than this. Even though we only recorded a little bit yesterday, and my voice is shot, Scooter, he thinks it's the hotel. But you already mentioned the hotel. Well, it's fine. So our hotel had some issues. I think it was, we couldn't tell how new the hotel was, but we had never seen it before come up on our searches because it's kind of in a unique area that was well suited towards our recording. But unfortunately, there was a strong, Scooter has a sensitivity to some airborne scents or other things, and they had one in the lobby that he disagreed with him, and they also do it at these theme parks, but something about it did seem like it was being used to cover up something else, like dampness just. And then our room had the same issue, a different smell, but we didn't notice it till it was already like that we were getting ready for bed. And Scooter was just like, Ray, I can't deal with packing everything up and going back here. So wow, this walk is much longer. So this walk, Scooter, what are you gonna do that you've knocked this off your bucket list? This has been on your bucket list for what, 2-3 years? We're doing it in reverse of what we expected, only because we discovered not that long ago. When did we discover? I think it was just preparing for this trip that the sidewalk went from Blizzard Beach here. We thought it only went to the McDonald's. So Scooter's bucket list was either to take a Uber or a Lyft or a car share to the McDonald's and walk here, or take a bus to the All-Star Movies, apparently, which is the furthest one out, and then take a Uber or Lyft from the McDonald's. It's also like, it's just really interesting. I don't know where we are on the map, right? But, one side of us are all the resorts. On the other side, I think it's probably one of the big roads. But between us and the big roads is the thing. But the maturity of the trees and the vegetation here, especially when you're looking at newer parks like Volcano Bay, unbelievable park. But you say when you're in these Disney parks, the water parks, all are unbelievably themed. But you say, what is it about these Disney parks? Even because the rides are just not on, they're just not even comparable, I would say, to the Volcano Bay attractions. But the maturity of the vegetation is the X factor, I believe. And again, here, and then probably even compared to the newer, what do you call it? What do you call this thing, Scooter? The newer value resorts. We weren't walking on this style of path because they don't have it that we know about. But they I don't know. This is just nice, and we're getting thirsty at the right time. Maybe hungry. Scooter's not sure. So what we're gonna do here is we'll keep walking till we get into the turn-in for the parking lot. And then we'll stop recording while we go inside the lobby. Here's the question, Scooter. Is the All-Star Resort, so is each portico a giant star, do you know? Or are you not sure? You don't know. Okay. Oh, wow. Like, you can look at that view, Scooter. There's a giant wooden soldier. So you have stayed here. Have you stayed at all three of these at least once? Probably, but not sure. Okay, so you and your daughter stayed at All-Star Music on your first father-daughter trip that you still tear up when you think about. Okay. Then on a family trip, you remember staying at You Think Sports. And then another family trip, You Think movies, maybe, but you're not sure. So probably been a while. Is that a splash pad? Is that a source or a splash pad over there, Scooter? But wow, we're at the end of this property here, and this is exciting stuff, isn't it, Scooter? He's nodding. I think just these trees, this lushness, and the fact that we got a sidewalk here almost all to ourselves. And it's good. How many miles do you think we've walked? Like a couple at least, huh? And you could walk, I guess, is that your next bucket list? It is. Scooter laughed. I got him to laugh, everybody, and smile, because I read his mind that his next bucket list for sure will be walking from All-Star Movies to Coronado Springs. Now, he may not even record it. But Scooter, then you could record that. And then, since I recorded this, so down the road, can't be today, though, because we're going to try to actually record one more episode. Scooter's going to try to record one more episode, depending on timing, and also this wind and the busyness. But you could always maybe record that another day. Yeah, but this is our day, right? This was our work day, scheduled work day last night. Unfortunately, Scooter was wondering, could that have been a bonus episode or a not bonus episode? Ends up it has to be a bonus episode. So what do you think, Scooter? We'll go into this resort here. So this is All-Star Movies. The first movie thing we're seeing is from Toy Story, and it's a bucket of toy soldiers to play with. So they have Toy Story at 9 and 10, Fantasia 5 and 8, and Love Bug 6 and 7. So that's pretty cool. Like these giant things, these are what the All-Star Resorts were known for when they first opened up. So yeah, this was a big deal for your family, Scooter, because so many people, like this gave you a place to stay that was even more affordable, right? This was kind of built with a family like yours in mind. Okay, so we're gonna only record the video here when we're looking at the things, Scooter said, because otherwise, yeah, people are just trying to think. But yes, we're at Building 7. Oh, so the giant icons cover the stairwells. I kind of forgot that. Interesting. So, Scooter, what do you think? How much do you think we'll record? We'll check the time. Okay, we're going to check the time when we get to the food court. Okay, fair enough, I say. What time of day do you think it is, Scooter? No idea, huh? Oh, so we're at an edge of it's 1:19. Scooter thought it was like after 2. So it is lunchtime. That's good. Okay, so we're on the edge of the All-Star Movies Resort, everybody. And it's Toy Story themed, so there's a lot of toys on the roof. There's clouds and film strips on each tier. This is a 3-story building, and it is turnover time, not turnover for food time. Okay, we're building 9 and 10. Oh, there's a Woody Sheriff button along the clouds. Oh wow, Scooter, there's a courtyard play area here, and yeah, so we'll look at that, huh? Alrighty, and we can record that. Well, there's people doing it. Oh, there's a giant buzz there. Oh, we can do it right here though, huh? Oh, wow, look at the size of that Woody. This will be fun for kids. Oh, it's not a play area, though this is with these things. There's the door to Andy's room, little Bo Peep. Oh, and then giant Buzz Lightyear. Wow, he's humongous, Scooter. To infinity and beyond, Buzz. Okay, and then there's wooden blocks that say Buzz. So this is kind of like the Cause thing, huh? Okay, now we're headed into Scooter, this I think is the food court already. We came right back, so we could there's one of the cars from the remote control car. I don't remember the name from the thing. There's a giant chess and checkers set. It's a nice, and again, because of the maturity of the oh, and there's a playground. Let's loop by the playground, Scooter, and then loop to the thing, just so I can oh wow, it's like really like this is really like a forest, boardwalk. These trees are so mature. So this is just a playland, and that's it. There's no, I thought there might have been a through path. I'm sorry, Scooter. But, alright, so, yeah, but there's a whole playground. Alright, so we'll be back if we're going to eat something, okay, everybody? Alright, but this is Ray, and, yeah, we're leaving the, what do you call it, we're on the back side of, the All-Star Movies Resort. We're going to walk at least to the music, and we're seeing some giant clapboards or whatever they're called. Disney's Bananas, Daisy, Camera 6, and 6, 1980. So yeah, we're behind now, the parking lot behind the resort, and we can actually use this because it's nice and quiet, huh, Scooter? Wow. Oh, there's hearts on. Oh, because Irby the Love Bug. Okay. So yeah, we're on the back side. We're in between music and movies, and we'll just stick back here. And I guess maybe we'll go through between all three of them on this back side, though we probably will head to the front side. Scooter does want to recreate one private memory, which is somewhere back here where him and his daughter parked the car, dropped the stuff off at the room, and then headed for a surprise trip to Epcot Center when they returned, after they returned their rental car at the Hotel B. One of the highlights of his life, he says, because he surprised his daughter. It was their first father-daughter trip. Scooter was, a sober gentleman, so he knew, he could be present for his daughter the whole time, and they could just enjoy the time together. Okay, so there's a pretty big parking lot between these two resorts, a pretty large gap, and you can hear my soda cup jangling. But so they parked on the exact opposite side that we're on, I think. Right, Scooter? That's what you suspect. But also in this, what seems to be the jazz section. You do believe you were in the jazz section as well? Probably. All right, do you think we could record some of this? It looks pretty empty. Oh, there's a large group of people. Okay, well, this is a pretty good camera shot, though, here. And again, another thing we're taken by is the maturity of, when you talk about advantages Disney has, you don't think about mature plants, but they do offer this huge advantage. So, Scooter, this is almost like a little bit like a New Orleans style, except there's a Newsies poster, Beauty and the Beast. Maybe this is the Broadway section, so this is Broadway. But yeah, so we're gonna walk, I guess maybe we're walking down Broadway. We have 57th Street and Broadway, and Scooter, this looks like a little forest path here. Can we take this? I think it just goes to another to Broadway 7. I think it just goes to the parking lot there. So we're in Country Fair, which is the country music section. And there was some area music we encountered in Broadway. Luckily, we're not encountering any of it there. They do have these Adirondack chairs here that, Scooter, you had the podcast when you went on that trip, but you weren't really recording anything on location, but that's just the air conditioning for the pool making that noise. But this is a pool you and your daughter swam at, huh? Now you're not big at swimming. Well, you were wanting to nap, huh? Okay, well, you don't get everything you wish for. Do you think this is a quiet pool or it's a piano pool? So you think they have there's Ariel. Oh, so it's shaped like a piano. But do you think there's another pool that has more? So there's not really anything going on here, though. Do you think they have a noisy pool? Probably. Okay, must be the 1950s section or the rock and roll section. So they have a country section, Broadway, some sort of, there's records, there's giant amps and guitars. We want to get to the jazz section just for Scooter's memory's sake, so he can kind of figure out where him and his daughter may have stayed. Oh, this is the Rock Inn, they call it. It has giant jukeboxes, 1950s style. But you know who would like to stay here, or maybe they're staying there now, would be David Lynch. He could stay in that section. I could see, especially now, he'd probably be, this place is, Disney is such a strange place, so he might might like it a lot. Okay, so there's a lot of pool noise there. And that's probably your parking lot over there behind the jazz section. The jazz buildings here are building number 2. And Scooter said if we're in... Oh, there's a fountain, Scooter. So, this is probably a building, right? So you stayed in the Jazz Inn, maybe in one of these second or third floor, you think? Behind the drums. That's the centerpiece for the 2 buildings. Okay, so Scooter says, yeah, they're showing movies by the pool. They have a lot of activities. Arcade tournament, I wonder if to pay for that. Arts and crafts on the pool deck at 3:30. That's also nice. Okay, so we're out of the jazz music section, and we're pretty close to this parking lot where Scooter and his daughter first parked here on the edge of the jazz buildings, and got the stuff out and then found the room. I'm sure Scooter was moving at an incredibly high rate of intensity, and his daughter's like, yo, Dad, can you cool it down a little? But this is where I'm going to leave you, and then I'm going to record the beginning of this episode, believe it or not, here. So it's been lovely walking with you, and now we checked something off of Scooter's bucket list, but now we get to put something back on. You think that's the Calypso section, Scooter, over there? Probably, huh? See, this is where you parked, huh? Because this is the jazz section. And, yeah, so, interesting stuff, Scooter. So you kind of remember running around here, even though it was about 10 years ago. No, 12, it might have been, oh no, it's probably, you don't know. But, all right, everybody, that's enough from me. Good night. Thanks for listening. And I'll talk to you soon. I'll be in your ears soon. Good night from Ray and Scooter. Hey everybody, this is Scoots, and this is a Tuck You In message. I don't know if you've been listening to episode after episode, or you just woke up, you're drifting in and out, but this is also a reminder the show is always here for you, as it has been since 2013. But I need to talk, just you and me. We got to talk for a minute if you're listening to me and hearing me right now. And you might have heard me talking about this before, but I do want to spell this out, that Sleep With Me, all of the funding to make Sleep With Me, everything that pays all of our bills and the costs of producing the show, 99% of that comes from listeners. We don't get any funding from outside sources like or other entertainment companies or companies, companies like music streaming companies or video streaming companies. We don't have any investors, and there's no other like secret pipeline of support for Sleep With Me or almost every other podcast either. We get some money from sponsors that are direct response, meaning they base their sponsorship on the listeners that support them. A tiny bit from automated ads. But the majority of what keeps the show going comes from the people who get the most out of the podcast. Super listeners, ideally. And I don't know if you're a super listener. I don't know if you already made the decision you're not in a position to support the show. That's okay. Or you made the decision you're not going to support the show. That's okay, too. You could still take a part in this coming right up here. But if you didn't make one of those two decisions, we need support. Support from the people who benefit the most from the podcast, people that fall asleep fast, people that listen all night long. If we don't get more all-night listeners and people who fall asleep fast, the podcast won't be around. We also need support from people that listen 3-4 nights a week, people who have listened for a year or longer. And I'm just wondering if you're in one of those groups. The podcast has changed your life for the better, and it continues to change your life for better. And I'm trying to lay out the stakes without using kind of fear or stress, because while that is effective, right? The last round this month, I tried to use a more positive message, and we actually lost subscribers. But it's so tiring for me. It's almost like I'd rather lose the podcast than kind of keep having to do this sales pitch and say, well, if the podcast is going to go away, if that's the only way to get people to support the show, I don't know, it's really, really not fun for me. So instead of, the stakes are there. If you haven't decided and the podcast has changed your life for the better, the stakes are, we need some of you, maybe it's you, to support the show, or it won't be around. But instead of focusing on that, I want to talk about rooting, about sending positive energy, rooting in the deep dark night. I've been talking about this in the intro for years. And that's what I believe in. I believe in rooting for other people to get a good night's sleep. And maybe you're here, maybe you stuck around because someone out there, somebody who was struggling in the deep dark night just like you, was rooting for you. And you could feel that welcome when you got here. Or maybe you're one of those people who roots for other people who are struggling in the deep dark night. And here's what a couple people who did sign up in the last round of messaging said. Tiffany Y said, just because you can get something for free doesn't mean you should. I know if I have trouble for sleeping, I just have to listen. I'll be out in no time. That is definitely worth a few dollars a month. And Michelle F. said, this show is like cognitive behavioral therapy for insomnia and a sleep aid all in one. I also consider it an art form, and I believe in compensating artists for their work. Timothy T. said, I'm a full-time caregiver, and the person I care for discovered your podcast, and we really like the ad-free content. It makes it easier to listen to. And then John R., who said, I'm a super listener, said, I had no idea how urgent it was. I'd been meaning to support the show, but I just never took the time. I realize now I've been unintentionally voting now, so I subscribed and with feeling. So what I'm asking is, are you the one person everybody else is rooting for? Like, just to overcome whatever it is, putting it off or saying it doesn't matter, it matters, or somebody else is going to do it? Or are you the person we're rooting for to support the show? Now, it's okay if you're not. Maybe you're rooting for yourself to get a good night's sleep as soon as this episode, maybe you're an all-night listener. Maybe you woke up and you're looking forward to falling asleep soon. If you are a super listener, we did build Sleep With Me Plus with you in mind. Ad-free episodes, ad-free story-only episodes, tons of different cool stuff. So I don't know if you're rooting for yourself, think about supporting the show on Sleep With Me Plus just so you get a better listening experience. But maybe you're rooting for somebody else out there. Maybe it's somebody this month, which we're rooting for is people going back to school or who are impacted by the back-to-school season. It could be teachers, it could be parents, it could be students, it could be anybody dealing with increased traffic. Whatever it is, this beginning of this transitional season affects a lot of people, and we're rooting for all those people, whether they listen to the show or not, or whether they're a super listener or a cat. They say, well, I just needed to get through the first couple of weeks of school. We're rooting for all of them to get a good night's sleep. So you could root for those people. You could root for someone whose sleep struggles are just like yours, or you could receive the rooting, because I hope you can feel it right now. I'm rooting for you, but a bunch of other people are rooting for you right now across the world. But if you're the one we're rooting for that's like, yeah, I've been putting it off. Yes, Sleep With Me continues to change my life for the better. We're rooting for you to support the show. So they'll be around, not just for you, for every other person we're rooting for. You could do that at sleepwithmepodcast.com/plus, because we need support, right? And you might be thinking someone else will do it. But what if, as has been said in the last couple months, time after time, what if that someone else is you, right? You're the someone else. Well, if you're that person, we're cheering you on here. Don't let that resistance, and I know what the resistance feels like. I put it off. I say it doesn't matter. I say I'll do it tomorrow. Then I criticize myself. But just do it and see how it feels. And again, you could always cancel during the free trial or cancel after a month or two. But I'm so proud of the show. And this is how I want to try to get support for the show. If it doesn't work, I don't know what I'll do. But I'm going to keep trying this more positive but honest message where everybody can participate. And everybody can participate in giving and receiving. but it is like kind of like a needle in a haystack that we're looking for now, but we got to find it. So I don't know if you're the needle in the haystack or you're somebody snoozing in the haystack, or maybe you're a horse having a hay snack. I don't know. But thanks so much for listening, and good night.